So Dillon Danis versus Tony Ferguson is announced for GFL, and this was a shocker to me. Well, not really. Now that I look back at it, it makes sense. He's got Tony Ferguson, who has just gotten released from the UFC after I think it was like an 8-fight losing skid now. And I got Dillon Danis, who hasn't fought in the UFC before. He has some wins at Bellator against a few no-names, but by a matchup standpoint, this makes sense. And Tony Ferguson lost to Michael Chiesa in his last fight. And if you look at Michael's current record, after he beat Tony Ferguson, he beat someone else too. So he still got stake in the UFC. That and his last 3 losses were against like Kevin Holland, who was still on a tear at the time, Sean Brady, top of the food chain at welterweight, and Vicente Luque, pre-brain injury. So I don't think Tony's going to necessarily have no shot, but I am going to be really heartbroken if he loses this because it's clear that Tony's the more likable fighter by a fan's perspective. And fans love to hate Dillon Danis for a lot of good reason. But what do you think? Who wins?